So hi guys, please introduce yourselves and your film.
Hello, my name is Lanre Malolu. I'm the director, choreographer of Where I Can See Them.
I'm Alistair Payne-James, the producer of Where I Can See Them.
Okay. So why did you decide to tell this story?
It's a story that has lived with me throughout my whole life as a black man, and also the things that I've seen. And the things that I've seen and experienced are the policing of black men being something that's become quite damaging to mental health and to our community, and quite challenging in various ways. And I wanted to really show the depths of it. What we see is we see the media quotes and outlines, but we don't see the actual hearts and souls of these men and the emotional, psychological effects of these men from these experiences. And so I really wanted to kind of unearth those emotions, those experiences in a way that I don't think has been done before on screen, through movement, through physical storytelling, along with kind of words.
Yeah, tell me about that weaving between that physicality that's so important and obviously the stillness of the story at the side of it. Just tell me about why you decided to do that kind of dual physicality but stillness.
Body language is 60% of how we communicate as human beings. We're talking always through our bodies, and also we're talking through our bodies in a way that sometimes our words can't reach. And the body feels emotions, we don't think them. So for me, I can tell you how I feel about something right now, and you can try and understand that and maybe feel a bit of it in your body. But to really get inside it, I sometimes feel, in fact, I know that the body speaks in a way that we all connect with almost immediately, sometimes more than words can or do.
The end, like the fight scene at the end, it's almost more brutal because there isn't actually, connection. It's that pushing. Was that something you were conscious of, making it quite?
There isn't connection, as in terms of.
Because obviously, when you do a fight, it's very hit. But the fact that it wasn't like that, it was almost spoke even more. Do you know what I mean? It was so lovely. How was it to choreograph that fight?
I think it's exactly what you said. There's something about these men really, or this young black man really trying to. You just said you feel it more, and it's almost as if throughout that whole sequence, he's just trying to do this and say, this is my heart, this is who I am, this is my heart, see me, this is who I am. Why do you keep doing it? This is my heart, this is who I am. And the officer isn't listening, isn't seeing. These men aren't being seen for who they are. Their hearts are not being seen. And so for me, it was about that, because fights are fights. Fights are physical, fights are anger, fights are ego. There's always things that you strip behind it, really. And for me, it comes down to heart. So really, that's what it was, just exploring what that is in rehearsals.
I feel like if you'd have put out a call for stories, you would have been inundated. Yeah. So how come you just decided to stick to one guy to tell this story? At
this point, I would like to introduce and bring in Alistair to speak, because you're going to say something.
When the film was funded, we started the research period and started looking at stories, and there's countless videos online of people suffering kind of unjust stop and search by the police in different situations, and we started to go down that route. And then actually we thought about telling multiple stories, but in 10 to 15 minutes it's very hard to hold the depth required. And so we started to narrow in on the idea of maybe we'll go with one story and try and tell the whole breadth of someone's experience. And then J.D. Dyer, he's a kind of a friend and someone that Lanre knows through our assistant choreographer, Roche, and actually who is J.D.'s sister. and actually the connection and the kind of connection that was already there. It felt like when Lanray and JD had an initial conversation, because there was that trust already between JD and Lanray, because Rachet and Lanray have worked together on multiple projects, and it felt like he had a lot to say. He's a sports broadcaster, he's a broadcaster, so he's very articulate, and we felt like it would be the best way of using one story to tell those of multiple others. So yeah, it was a process to get there, but I think it was worthwhile in the end.
There are a few people that are kind of trying to show videos of policing the police. You know, there are people that are trying to show videos of the police kind of not knowing the law themselves, how they enforce it and things. Have you seen any of those, like on Instagram? So there are just kind of people that that know the law.
And the auditors.
The auditors, yeah. Have you
Yeah.
seen any of those videos? How do they
Yes.
make you feel?
I think everyone should be held to account, and I think I don't know much about the auditors, but they seem to know their rights, and I think everyone should know their rights. But I think with this specifically, we're trying to, go beyond just knowing your rights. This is not just for the people who've experienced it; it's for the people who have that control and have that power to look at it and understand what their actions do in the immediate and beyond. And so I think the auditing is a good thing, and I think hopefully this film can resonate with police. To be honest, is one of the goals of it. They can watch it, and especially young police going into the police, they can understand a community which maybe they haven't experienced before. And so slightly kind of diverging from your question, but I'm all for auditing. Everyone, if you've got power, you should be held to account, and hopefully this does it in its own way.
Lovely. Is there anything else that you want to add? Feel free. No? Okay. Enjoy your screening.
Thanks very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here.
Nice to meet you.